My money, 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 ha, ha. Money, money, ha, ha. Make teacher laugh out like a Santa. Ha, ha, ha. Me want me money, ha, ha. My money, ha, ha. My money, 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 ha, ha. Money, money, ha, ha. Make teacher laugh out like a Santa.
Alex's cancer story. Hi, I am Alex, born on the 31st of May 1992. I progressed through normal school and college like a normal young person. I was a talented young person who had big ambitions of starting my own business alongside big interest in medicine. Well, first thing is first, everyone ask me, is Alex your name from birth? No. My name is Akabamin, but from school all my friend called me Alex, so I decided to use that name as everyone who knows me call me that, so therefore that is the common question I am always asked. In February 2015, aged 23, after a few weeks abroad, returned back to the UK to return back to my normal daily lifestyle. I woke up one morning and had a very extreme back pain when I had to rush to Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Birmingham, QEHB, to the A&E department, where I was diagnosed with stage 2 cancer. That moment my mind said, why me? Why me? Why me? After undergoing my first surgery, I still could not take it for real that I am suffering from stage 2 cancer. 2 weeks after surgery I was called back in hospital to meet the consultant in the oncology clinic in the cancer center at the QEHB, where I was meet with Dr. V. Agarwal, oncologist, along with Paul Hutton, MACMILLAN nurse, to discuss my chemotherapy plan. Monday morning, I had a call from the hospital, young person unit YPU ward, where I was going to be admitted to undergo my chemotherapy. First step on ward, I was looked after like royalty by the nurses and was given a side room where I would be staying in for the next 3 nights whilst I was undergoing chemotherapy. I was told I would be having 3 cycles of chemotherapy. After the end of my first session on chemotherapy, everything was going well and I was discharged to go home on Thursday evening for a recovery week before I returned back into hospital for my second cycle. Thank you to the Teenager Cancer Trust charity. The follow benefits would not be available if they was not there to support the ward all the way. Here are a few benefits for patient for being on the YPU ward in the hospital then being on a normal ward. Family visiting time 24 hours. All bed have large LCD TVs plus Xbox console. Every Thursday pizza evening. Free wireless internet and also can borrow a laptop for on-ward use. On-ward kitchen plus family room. Bathroom on-ward.
My name's Nikki Pettit and I am the Teenage Cancer Trust lead nurse for the West Midlands, and I'm based at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham. My job as the Teenage Cancer Trust lead nurse is primarily to direct the vision of the service, providing care for teenagers and young adults with cancer. The difference on a Teenage Cancer Trust ward is that we put the patient at the heart of everything we do, with a slant on the fact that they're young.
It didn't really hit me for a couple of days because I was kind of like, cancer me? Didn't really think it would happen. I was quite worried for my family because it's never nice to see a family crying and worrying about you. And obviously when someone says cancer, you think, sorry, you think you couldn't die. So
when they told me I had cancer, I really didn't know what to say at the time. I didn't know what was going through my head. It was just like I was in a bubble. One
of the lowest points I had was I actually got brought into hospital on Christmas Eve because 2 of the chemo drugs that I had caused me to have a stroke, and I lost all my motor skills. Couldn't speak, couldn't move, couldn't do anything for myself, and Yeah, that was terrifying. But if I didn't have this ward, then I wouldn't have been able to get through that. So I'm very thankful for that.
The biggest challenge for me day to day is ensuring that young people are listened to and do have a voice within NHS organisations. I think it's so important that we put the young people at the heart of everything that we do.
Prior to coming onto a Teenage Cancer Trust ward, I was at my local hospital, which was a very different experience to the ward up in Birmingham.
As soon as I stepped on the ward, I was like, wow, you know, there's quite a lot of things you can do. It doesn't feel like a ward. It feels like your second home.
You completely forget that you're in a hospital, kind of like a lovely hotel in a way. You just have to get treated for a horrible illness.
Teenage Cancer Trust is so important to provide these young people with a 5-star experience of their cancer journey, whether that's through an environment to be cared in or support from a professional. Young people are amazingly resilient and cope with situations that are thrown at them in a completely different way. They never cease to surprise and amaze me. So it's the small things like not turning the lights on the ward till 10 o'clock. It's about them coming together with their peers, and it's about having staff that understand and acknowledge what it's like to be a young person with cancer, their names and peoples and individuals, not numbers and diagnosis in a bed in a big organisation.
Being on the Teenage Cancer Trust ward made my treatment, if it can be enjoyable. I don't really think chemo can be enjoyable, but you generally make connections with the nurses here.
You can't support these young people on their...
After returning home on the Thursday evening, I was happy in one side of my head. After being home again, other side, I was starting to get side effects after having chemotherapy. Hair was falling out, bad shocking pain in my body. Basically my body was not happy at all. Plus after all this I come out the chicken pox. This only happens in 1 out of 100,000, so therefore next day went back into hospital via ambulance and was admitted back into ward for further diagnosis, as hospital never knew what it was at the moment of time. Soon after that I was sent down to intensive care unit, critical care unit, when I was told I had chest infection, lung infection, chicken pox, where I was on an oxygen machine for a few days. Then after a CT scan I was sent back to YPU ward, and after a week was sent back home. The following recovery month I had more blood test plus CT scan when I had some new results, and it was confirmed there is something growing behind my stomach. So here therefore I was referred to the urology surgeon Dr. P. Patel, where I had to go through a major surgery, what is called RPLND. Since I had the surgery I have been told by the doctors then I have to keep attending regular CT scan plus blood test plus chest x-rays and hope it does not return. Since the last year many people have told me to start my story and inspire other young people and create awareness out there to not be afraid and to speak you and help others who may be going through the same as me. So therefore I am working very closely with Teenager Cancer Trust, Macmillan and Click Sergeant to collect money to help others in need and give them in worst position than us the best help support as we can. After all this I am determined to carry on in supporting people by creating video plus books on how I did it and answer any of your questions, and to create an event to raise money to help those in need. Thank you for watching Alex Vlog channel. Please subscribe and like the video if you like it. Any question please drop below in comment box and let me know if you want to see more videos like this on my channel. Follow me on my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and visit my website at www.alexsstory.co.uk.